Hey guys, it's Carrie, the Invisible Goddess, and today we're going to do hopefully a short podcast on everything I've made since the beginning of the year. It is January 18th, so not too far into the year. If you watched my UFO videos, a lot of this will be familiar to you. I think there's only one new thing in here. So that means I actually am doing what I said I was going to do, which is hopefully finish all my UFOs. I have an unrealistic goal of doing it all in a month. I don't think I'm going to meet that one. Super realistic goal is to get them all done in a year. And my stretch goal is in 3 months, with the exception of one. Go back and watch that video to figure out which one I'm talking about. Hint, it's cross stitch and I don't want to do it. So let's get started. So as you guys may know, I am on a no or low buy year for my craft supplies and in general. So I have two acquisitions to show you. Let's start with the big one first because it's kind of in the picture. From my local Buy Nothing site, I got this two-tiered table. I call it a pie table. It's in a really fantastic shape. My house is built in 1950 and it kind of goes with the vibe that I'm going for. I'm going to rotate the other way and it matches, oops, spoiler, don't look. It matches the round pie table that I already had. So it makes them make sense and be together. So that's the first acquisition that cost me nothing. Our next acquisition goes with the first project that I worked on. So I had to buy cam snaps. You can see that that is left of what I bought. And yep, it says right on here. Oh, on here, guys. You see that? I bought a pack of 100 because I knew that I had less than 100 to, it was close to it. I think it was about 89, but I had less than 100 cord keepers to finish, and I needed these to finish them because I'm trying to finish up my UFOs. So I allowed myself to spend, I believe it was $5.99. I'll put a insert here. So you can see I'm giving myself $100. I don't want to spend it at all, but I'm giving myself $100. Low buy budget for my crafty stuff, only if it allows me to finish up either a UFO, which I'm concentrating on in the beginning of the year, or moving forward if there's a work in progress that I'm in the middle of and realize that I don't have enough to finish it, I'll allow myself to purchase whatever I need to finish it. So, now that you've seen the cam snaps, you can see them all completed. They are all done. This is that gives you an idea of how many there are. 89 of them. Super happy for that to be finished. Yeah, guys, so the cord keepers, they actually, like the tips of my thumb and forefinger on both hands, they're a little ouchy because the cam snap press, the cam snap press, I kind of have to like I have to hold the snap in place while I'm squeezing down the pliers. Somebody wants attention. I guess I should be super transparent. I also got a couch cover I had ordered the one for my couch. I'm sitting on the love seat right now. I'd ordered one for my couch before the beginning of the year. I didn't want to order both and then have to return both if I didn't like it. So I do like it. They are new couches. I do not want the cats destroying them, so I spent $45. $45? Yeah, $45 for the couch cover. And since I am on a limited budget, but I want everything to match, when I purchased the love seat and ottoman, when I purchased the couch and the love seat, I also bought 2 ottomans, and they need to be covered too. And the company sells covers for ottomans, so I will order those next month. So I've also decided that I am, sorry guys, in order for her to not climb on me, I kind of have to pet her. Yeah. All right, so I have plenty of these in stock. I have the 89 I just made, and I probably have another 100 already in stock. So I'm retiring the pattern for the rest of the year. The only time that you guys will see it is I am planning on making a tutorial. Okay, so moving on, we'll start with the actual UFO, and then the ones that were different UFOs and I turned into, which you're about to see. So these 4 were my scrunchy UFOs. That the scrunchies were already made, and I screwed up when I was sewing the final seam, and I had to unpick them and redo them. I made a video on this. I don't know if it's come out or not yet. It's already scheduled. Can't remember when it's scheduled to come out. So I finished these 4, but on top of those 4, I had also in my UFO video, I had 4 Coda bags cut, and I think I said in the video that I'm not going to make them into the Coda bags, that I'm going to actually make them into scrunchies. So I did. Oh, there we go. You can watch Missy when I talk. Yeah, so I made the 4, and then I made, I think, 21 more scrunchies. These 4, see how they're different sizes? Those 4 I did for a tutorial, and the tutorial was backlit from the light on the sewing machine, so kind of scrapped that video, and I need to re-film it, so you guys will have more scrunchies to look at next week, or next podcast. So yeah, these 4 were for tutorial. The rest of these, they were all from the Coda fabric, as well as, which will be coming up on these very shortly, this medical-ish with the heart and the stethoscope. Can you tell it's a stethoscope? Okay, there you go. So that fabric, came from the masks that I had cut that were a UFO. I cut this fabric into rectangles, sewed the rectangles together into a long rectangle, and made them into scrunchies because I didn't need 7 more masks. As it is, I finished the scrunchies, or I finished the mask UFO also. So I had the red part, there are two of them. The red part was cut, and I had to find coordinating fabric because the red parts didn't, they're the same side. This is cut in basically 4 parts. So 2 outside, 2 inside, and they were the same side of the mask. So I had to cut the other side and then the back and finish them. So I'm very happy to be done with those, which brings us to isn't it adorable? It's a boba tea. Let me see the dots. Michelle Ashley, I think is the lady's name. I did a video on this, and I know that I actually put her not in the video itself, but I put her in the, not the comments, the description. I put her in the description. I think it's a direct link to this video itself. So niece, I decided to give my nieces nicknames because I'm tired of saying 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this is for Mac. She's 3rd in line of age. She doesn't have to know that I wanted to give it to her last year. She's still at an age where she'll appreciate it this year, and her birthday is coming up in spring, so I'm ahead of the game now. Okay, so we're gonna have to do some interesting angle for this one and hope the phone doesn't fall out of my hand. If you watched my Cut Ditty Bags with Me video, no, it wasn't my Cut Ditty Bags with Me video. It was my Everything I Finished in 2022, I think, video. You can tell that the cats love these ditty bags for some reason, like they have to give their stamp of approval. And these are the bags that I finished. If you haven't heard me say this already, I can't count. Every time I count, I screw it up. So I think there are approximately 30 bags right there. And this orange that you see, those are scarves that my mom finished. They were partially finished when she got them from the senior center that she goes to. So she finished them and sent them to me so I can send them to Christmas. So I can send them to Christmas at Sea. I will put their information here. In case you're interested in also creating stuff to donate to them. I'll show you the not filled one first. So I hadn't actually planned on filming this podcast for another couple days, but I posted something on my Facebook page, or something I made, and somebody wanted to buy it from me. So I'm not going to have it until I make another one, and I do plan on making a tutorial for this. And what is it? It's a dog poo bag holder. Let me show you the one with actual bags in it. Isn't it adorable? I know you can kind of see the second leg, but it totally looks like the dog is lifting its leg up at the top, doesn't it? So yeah, so I drafted this pattern myself. I am quite proud of myself. I talked about this in a previous video. I do a lot of research visually without actually making something. Like I don't want to say everybody's errors, but I watch what everybody else is doing, figure out a shortcut or a different way to design it that, in this case, I've seen dog poo bags, like everybody makes them. It's not a novel concept to make them, but usually there is a zipper or a grommet, and that looks like a pain in the butt to sew. And if you're sewing to sell, it's also going to increase your costs. So, and I'll break this down in the video where I make the tutorial, but the cost is the fabric. It is lined. And the only hardware is this little D-ring and the clip. You could also use a lobster clasp, and I do have those, but this was also easy enough to grab. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It attaches to the leash, so you always have your poo bags with you, because don't leave your animal's waste in other people's yards. That's not nice. Don't do it. Anyway, this is the one I made first. This fabric is a little bit too thick. I mean, it works, and I definitely got the bag in there, but it was a lot easier with 2 layers of quilting cotton rather than 2 layers of like upholstery weight fabric. I will insert the picture that led to the sale because Missy is so adorable in it. She said that she will continue to use her box, and that it is my job to clean up after her regardless of where she goes in the house or outside. So the last thing that I worked on is these African flower pentagons. They are for a scrappy fatty lumpkin that I'm working on. I'll put the picture of my niece May hugging on hers here. That's the one that I made for Christmas. This one is for the person that was jealous that I made it, you know, the grown adult that I graduated high school with, who was jealous that I made one for my niece, and I did not make one for her. So I am making one for her. She does not know about it. And her birthday's in December, so I have all year to do it. So this is my fill-in project. If I went anywhere, this would be the travel project that I take with me. I don't go anywhere though. Yeah, guys, so there we have it. That's everything I've made since the beginning of the year. Hopefully this podcast isn't too long. Most of these have videos of their own. I don't know how much I'll be doing that with the UFOs. I know the only one that I have filmed and haven't edited and uploaded yet is the cord keepers. And I do plan on editing and uploading that one because I filmed it. So there we go, guys. I really hope that I continue with this momentum and that I have just as much to show you the next time I film a podcast. And until next time, peace out, homies.